Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first podcast. This is Come Fly with Tanya on TWA. My name is Grace.
And my name is Tanya.
And you worked for TWA, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I did. Trans World Airlines, 38 years.
So today we're going to be talking about some errands that you ran while just flying on TWA. So the first one I heard was you went grocery shopping in London. Is that correct?
Laverne Rats worked the first of all, this is when I was in reservations the first 20 years. And I was at the prepaid desk. And Laverne Rats married a GI, and they moved to London. So they have lots of friends in London. And now, most people, like I go to Dierberg's almost every day for shopping. Well, we would go to London, England for a weekend to shop because nobody's got better cheddar cheese than England. I mean, and it was more than that. So we got to meet people, we got to drive on the left. I mean, it was just pretty much fun.
Just for a weekend trip, you'd fly over to London. How often?
Once every 2 or 3 months.
Really?
Sure.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what I would do, which reminded me, for Christmas, for my Christmas presents, well, let me back up. When you had perfect attendance, and why wouldn't I? Because I was having a good time. It was always on Showtime.
Of course.
So you'd get a free first class round trip pass anywhere on the system, which is pretty cool.
Is that anywhere that TWA flew?
TWA flew.
Oh, cool.
Worldwide. So I would fly from St. Louis to New York and first class, and from New York to Rome, and then take a train down to Florence, Italy, and go shopping. Now, let me back up. Because I lived in Italy before I worked for TWA, I learned Italian. Io promesso. I mean, it was just molto bene. So it was my chance to be able to speak another language. It was my Christmas present to me. But the first class, I would be writing all of my Christmas cards all the way over, all the way back. I mean, it was fun. It was great. And
pretty convenient.
Yeah. And I got to bargain in Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Life is fun.
Just to go pick up a bunch of Christmas presents.
Right.
In Italy.
Right.
I mean, hey, if you can do it, that's awesome.
And I did. It was fun.
So, that wasn't the only time you just went and picked up gifts in another country, though, right?
No. So, okay, remember, well, your mom and your aunt, when they were little, there was, and I forget what year this was, but remember the Cabbage Patch dolls? Anybody? And we were out of them. So I worked the prepaid desk. So
right, because this was when they first were, not came out, but when they were really, really popular. Yeah.
Correct. Right. Where I worked at the prepaid desk, you had teletype, and I teletyped everybody. So I knew everybody all over. And we found out that they had Cabbage Patch dolls in Lisbon. So I teletyped the Lisbon prepaid desk, I can't remember her name, and said, do you have them? And where would we get them? So Dolores Gooterslow, we called her Gert, she and I flew over and bought your mom, your aunt, I don't know how many we bought. We bought a bunch. It was wonderful. And then we came back and sold them in the office, too.
Yeah, because you couldn't find them anywhere, right? And
nope.
So, I mean, hey, that's a way to make money, man. So you went over just to, like, get a buttload of Cabbage Patch dolls.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And fly first class round trip on TWA to Florence, Italy to do my Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
I'm not bragging. I'm from Baden, Missouri. I mean, it was a Cinderella life.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it. That's awesome. Just getting to fly wherever and just, experience all that.
When I turned 21, I had a big party. Your mom and your aunt had a big party for me. And my best friend that I grew up with, Colleen, who lives in Greenwich, Connecticut, called me up. Oh, let me back up. Okay, so I had perfect attendance that year. So I had a free round trip first class anywhere in the world on TWA. So I thought, well, for my birthday, I'm going to go somewhere. I called Colleen. I don't know why we were talking, but she is my pal since we've been ever babies in a church nursery. And I told her, I said, oh, I'm going to Italy, and I've got to pass for first class. She said, I'm going to go to Rome. I said, I'm going to go to Rome. She said, well, you can't do that. I said, what do you mean? I can't do that. She said, because I bought 2 first-class tickets, and I'm taking you to Rome for your birthday. I got goosebumps right now, just like I did that day. Anyway, I said, Colleen, that's amazing. Okay, now, my favorite hotel in the whole world is the Hotel Hassler.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go by and look at it because it's in a very expensive hotel.
Mm-hmm.
She made reservations at the Hassler for us.
Oh, wow.
I said, well, you know what I can do? I can turn in that ticket. I said, no, you turn in the ticket that you bought for me because I get to go on first class free. That's what I was going to do anyway. So she did. So she got her refund on that. And we flew over and stayed at the Hassler in the suite. I can't tell you how many times I walked past the hotel. And if you ever go to Rome, go to the past. Was it in Rome or maybe it was in Florence? No, it was in Rome. Look at the front of it. There's a big, big balcony.
Mm-hmm.
We were on that balcony. Behind that balcony is a suite. I got goosebumps just thinking about this, and this was a long time ago. I mean, it was just very, very special.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun seeing it with her because we had a private guide to go through the Vatican,
Mm-hmm.
our own guide. We had a private guide to go through the Colosseum. When you arrive in Rome, please everybody go to Italy. I mean, it's just fabulous. When you arrive in Rome and you take the taxi cab from the airport, you go around that Colosseum, the Colosseum. I mean, it's absolutely. So we had a private guide. It's so cool. We're sitting up where the Romans sat, where the emperor sat. I mean, it was just, and if you really, it's hard for me to shut up, but if you're really quiet, you can hear the lions roar. I mean, it's just, I love Italy. I love the world.
Cool.
I'm just very, very fortunate.
Yeah. I mean, that's some birthday present. That's really awesome.
It was.
It sounds like it was so much fun. So, sorry, remind me of your friend's name that took you out, Colleen? Is that what you said?
Colleen.
So,
Hempelman.
Is she the one that you wanted to return the favor for?
Right. So
Yes.
I said, there's got to be something that you want that's really hard to get. And she said, well, there is this special olive oil, and you can only get it in Florence, Italy. Va bene. That's me. And what else? Olive oil. Something else. But it was only at the hotel in Florence. So who did I go with? Oh, the gal that I met, John, the pilot for TWA, his wife, Diane. I became very good friends with them. They lived in Florida, and I called Diane up. I said, you want to go on a trip? I'm going to go, and I've got to go to...
You just want to pop over to Florence with me?
I want to pop over to Florence. Well, I don't know if it was Florence. It was lower than that, because we had to drive. It was in France.
Mm-hmm.
It was south in France. It was Le Beau. I want to say Le Beau, France. Anyway, she said, sure. So we flew over, rented a Fiat, and it was a stick shift, and Diane didn't know how to drive stick shift. I did. And drove down, and it was a wonderful experience. We stopped, had every place we had to go, we had to drink wine. And I'm not a wine drinker, I'm a Scotch drinker. And cheese, the best cheese in France. Oh, it was great. And we found her wine. We found her
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I brought her back something, maybe a towel or something. I don't remember. It was a wonderful quest.
So that sounds so cool, just to go over, pick up some olive oil from France.
So you name a country, and I'll see if I've been there.
Well, actually, I think there was one other. Oh, yes. So that was not the only time you just went somewhere to pick up a gift for someone either. Like, obviously, we've already talked about a couple times you just went other places just to pick up a gift, but you went to pick up your sister or something from...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so my sister Karen loved Irish crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And for her birthday...
Like crystals?
Crystal. Irish crystal.
Is that... I don't know, what is that? Just like a crystal?
Yeah, like bowls and
oh, okay.
glasses. And,
sorry. Yeah.
No. So I flew over to Shannon, Ireland just for a weekend just to buy her Shannon. Well, it wasn't for a weekend. Let me back up. I flew to Shannon. First of all, St. Louis prepaids. I prepaid the desk. I sent a teletype message to Shannon prepaids. Got a hold of this gal's name. So where's the best place to get the crystal? And she said, Shannon Airport. I flew over to the Shannon Airport, got the crystal, turned around, got back on the plane, came back home. First class.
Just a two-way first class trip.
Round trip to the night.
Did you go into did you go experience Ireland or anything like that? No, you just
Just to
went.
the Shannon Airport,
Just went
duty
to the
free.
airport. I mean, hey.
And she loved it. It was perfect.
I'm sure. Well, it has been awesome talking about this. So I think that is going to conclude our first podcast.
Oh, very good.
So,
But if you want to hear more,
just keep listening. We'll
and
have more.
You can go to...
Oh yes, we also have our YouTube.
Thank
if
you.
are watching on YouTube, hello. At Come Fly with Tanya on TWA. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Ciao.